let's jump right in. So we have 7 business days left in AEP, which is just mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing that we're already here. It feels like we have so much build-up. We're like, oh, this is going to be such a long season. And for some people it is, but man, for me sitting here on the sidelines, whoo, it has gone by so fast. So yes, jumping right in. First things first, that dang 48-hour rule. We have to talk about it. But remember, we've been dealing with this all throughout AEP, and we've talked about and clarified it's not the last 4 days of the month that are waived, but the last 4 days of election. So we are coming up on that here in just a few days.
Yep, we are inching ever closer to that. And as a reminder as well, with that 48-hour scope appointment rule, any true walk-in, for those of you that do have an office space as well, is something to keep in mind too as we come here to a close. The business days always seem to go faster. Every AEP that I've been through, it doesn't feel like they ever slow down. So I'm sure you guys are really feeling the crunch. With that crunch though, if you have any DSNP clients, any of your Medicaid, Medicare beneficiaries, please make sure to not leave them until the end of the month. As we're used to for the first 3 quarters of the year, it's a full quarterly election for them that they can make changes. However, in Q4, that quarterly maintaining dual election just flat doesn't exist. It becomes AEP for them. So your Medicaid members are also 7 business days left for an election for them to make a change. So definitely don't put them on the back burner for you.
Absolutely. Yep. And then it'll pick up just like normal at the beginning of the year, but you will have from December 7th all the way until January 1st, where it is a blackout period, like you said, for all those Medicaid clients. Unless they are brand new to Medicaid, of course, they get that special election. But we're talking people who've already been on Medicaid and kind of planned on fourth quarter maybe being their election period. AEP is it. So we're rounding up even for that DSNP market. And then, of course, OEP is around the corner. Q1 is coming up. Now, OEP is something that we should be prepping for, that you should be educating your clients about. But remember, you cannot advertise OEP. You cannot market OEP. So make sure in these last few days, you are bringing it up and educating them. Hey, if something happens with your plan, you try it out, you don't like it, I can help you out in Q1, but you can't market it. Don't be putting it all over social media. Come on in. OEP is this. Make sure you're not doing that because that is not compliant.
Right, you can't market OEP. However, for every single one of your Medicare Advantage members that you've got on the books, you should be discussing some of these core complementary products with them, such as a HIP product or a cancer product or both. And Q1 is a great time if maybe you didn't get someone on your schedule that you know has a Medicare Advantage plan. Have them come in January. If you don't have a HIP plan on the books with them already, get a HIP plan written that gets them in the door and gets you seeing your Medicare Advantage members that you may not have gotten a chance to see during AEP. Maybe they ran out of time, they were busy, you were busy, life happens as we know. So you can't market it, but that doesn't mean you can't still see your clients. So use this as a time to write some of those cross-selling products if you didn't during AEP.
Yes, that's an excellent point. We love talking about cross-selling here at Senior Marketing Specialist. And in Q1, we hit that really hard because that is a way to get people into, and also at the beginning of the year, if you have them on your books with an ancillary product, then you can talk to them about AEP at the end of the year. So Q1 is a fantastic, fantastic time for you to cross-sell. Awesome point. And then of course we have those service area reductions. So that will start from December 8th to February 29th whenever you are, oh, it's a leap year this year. Cool. Olivia made these slides. Woo! That's awesome. But I know a few people that are pregnant right now and it's like, oh, cool, their baby's going to be born during a leap year.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
But yes, we have those service area reductions. Most likely your clients already know this. They should know this because they got this information with their ANOCs or around that same time. But maybe they're a little slow to the roll or whatever it may be. Well, they have till February 29th in order to figure out a new plan that they might want to jump on.
Yep, that December 8th and onward timeline is a phenomenal time for your service area reduction clients. Any clients that have SEPs, maybe you're retiring folks that are leaving group coverage, folks just now T65ing for January and onward. There's no need to try to cram people with an additional election period into your AEP window. You can take that December 8th timeline. You've got your SAR folks, your T65ers, your people retiring and losing group coverage. So there's still a lot of opportunity here through the end of December. So the selling doesn't stop come December 8th.
Absolutely. Some people really feel the pressure of there's only 7 business days left. And then there are also a lot of people who might be newer to the market or just have a smaller client base where they kind of hit that November lull that we've talked about before here. And, up in the end, and they're trying to figure out these different ways in which they can fill this time, rather than feeling like they barely have enough time, which is fair. Either, we see both sides in this business. So the next few things are going to be things that we're going to say on top of these things that you should be kind of thinking of as we wrap up. The next few slides are going to be ways that you can be filling your time. And in my humble opinion, I think that the number one here thing, or one of the most important things, is to make sure that you're checking your application. So whenever we say that, we mean that if you have not heard anything, any news from the carrier whatsoever about an application being good to go, that means that is not good news. You should be making sure that you are double checking, triple checking if you have the time, that applications are going through like they should be.
Yep, and not only that, but if you're underwriting clients during AEP here for a Medicare supplement policy, please make sure that is issued before you write their drug plan. Because if anything were to happen after December 8th with that med sup, maybe it gets declined, doesn't get issued, they have more health conditions than they might have made you aware of, and you can't then get them into another plan, that PDP is going to automatically kick them off of their MA plan come January 1st, and then they may be left with a lot of additional exposure. So please keep on the carriers about those underwritten applications you've submitted. I know it can be frustrating calling them and them saying, we don't have an update, it's still pending, it's still processing, but you need to stay on top of it for that exact reason as we come down to the end here. And not only is no news not good news always with your applications, it's not always with your clients either. They may have gotten a call or responded to something online thinking they would still be working with you in some way or another, and made a switch and gotten onto a new plan. So no news is not good news in a lot of different ways here at the end of AEP.
Yeah, absolutely. Really great point. We all know what it's like to have a client come in, or you see that maybe they have been scammed a little bit, for the lack of a better word, and they have, like he said, re-enrolled with someone else. You got to make sure that they are still on your books. And then also OEP can also help with that as well if you need more time, kind of a freak out period. But yes, make sure that they are still with you, because they might not be. There's last app wins, of course, as we all know. So just keep that in mind. And then also CMS delays. We can expect it every single year. It's never less frustrating, but it happens every single year. So just keep that in mind. Alrighty, guys, on to the next slide here. The next thing that we like to suggest for these last few days of AEP is to ramp up your social media. Now, you have to remember that there is a lot of information that you might want to put out there. You want to make sure that you are letting people know. So the pressure is on. But one of the main things that you need to be putting on your social media is making sure that people are getting their reminders and they're getting their updates. Make sure that those people that are kind of lingering around and still haven't come in to see you, make sure that you let them know your business hours, those times. Make sure that you are letting people or giving people the opportunity to know their information that they need to know in these last few days as much as possible. So ramp up that social media for sure.
Yep, ramp up your activity. The algorithms still love video content. So whether that's you going live on your business page, you just, taking your cell phone out and recording a quick selfie video, whatever it is, video content is still remaining king as far as the algorithms are concerned. However, my advice would be keep it short, sweet, and concise. Not only is, people less likely to watch a really long video if you're going, 5 minutes in on a discussion, but it's also easier for you. You can go through stuff a lot faster. It keeps you active and keeps a lot of content engaged on your page. So short, sweet, to the point. They're getting a lot of information as is, and you don't want to overwhelm them by word vomiting out all of your wealth of knowledge on top of them.
Absolutely. People will definitely watch a video longer than they will take the time to read a big blog post. And there's a lot of things to put out there right now. So like he said, video is absolutely king. The algorithm loves it. And this is a great time just to hop on and do a very casual one. Like he said, selfie mode, just kind of grab your cell phone and give those information as long as you keep it short. And then one tip and trick that we like to say is this time of year, even if you have a schedule wide open, advertise, say words like I have a few appointment slots open, not to be too misleading, but just let them know. Use phrases that make them understand the urgency of these last few days. Everybody always thinks that there can be an exception to things, and technically OEP is, but we just want to make sure that people are getting into this AEP time slot the best that they can. So kind of add a little bit of urgency and advertise maybe just a few appointment slots. That's just a tip and trick from the industry.
I always think of it this way, Sadie, and I can attest to this for myself. How many times have you gotten an email from a company you're looking at buying something from, and it says last chance for this discount? And you're like, well, if it's my last chance, gosh dang it, I'm going to buy it.
Yep, those
You
Cyber
know,
Monday deals. That's been me
yep,
this
absolutely.
week.
They get you with that same similar line of thinking. While they do have expirations and those discount deals always do expire on a certain day, so does AEP. Your time is very important. Your time is very valuable. And saying that you have a few appointments left lets them know that, hey, I'm meeting with someone that, knows what they're doing, has been around for a while, has people that want to meet with him. I can't just wait until the very last day and expect to be able to see them. You need to set that expectation with your clients.
Absolutely. Now, guys, not only your clients need to know that we are wrapping up this season. If you are someone who has networking partners, which hopefully you do, and we can talk a lot more about that in quarter 1 as well. So be looking out for that content because we love talking professional networking here. But you need to make sure that you are reaching out to those connections that you have had prior to AEP, those financial planners, the PNC agents, people that are referring you clients over. Make sure to let them know, hey, I have just a few more days left. Make sure to be telling your people to come over to me as soon as possible because we're wrapping it up here.
We're running out of time, and not to mention your financial planners and PNC, but your people that also work with small groups or HR managers, they're also quickly running out of time if they haven't already ran out of time for their employees to make their elections for this year. So they'll know who's retiring and who's not re-enrolling. And if it's an under 65 client and you work in the ACA space, that's a referral too. There's a lot of opportunities still with your partners. They're busy, you're busy, everything goes a little crazy in fourth quarter. People are trying to shop, save money when and where they can if you're a PNC broker. So a lot of opportunity. Keep reminding them and keep staying on top of it with them.
Absolutely. And like it says, remind them of open enrollment. Let them know that if they see any issues come up, you can also help out those people as well in the next quarter. But also, this is kind of a tip and trick that we have on here for you to help maybe a little less of your client base, but more so just that networking partnership. Ask what they need. A lot of your professional partners are also having their busy season right now too. This is just a busy time of year for a lot of industries and also in people's personal life. This is really busy time of year. So to help kind of build that strength really strong going into quarter 1 with those networking partners, reach out and ask them what they might need, especially if you have a little bit of downtime here towards the end of AEP and then afterwards as well before the holidays. Alrighty, guys, like we said, we're going to fly through this here today because we know that you have to get back to your office and make sure that you are wrapping this up well. But the next thing that we want to talk about, and this is really important and sometimes can fly under the radar here, double check your MedSup clients. There was a lot of changes this year, especially in that PDP area. So you just want to make sure that you have talked to all of you, have touched all of your that sounds weird. Your Medicare supplement clients, you have reached out to them at least once during this AEP. Doesn't hurt to do another round if you already have, because you just want to make sure that they are happy. You want to make sure that they are still on your books, and that especially this year, those PDP plans are still okay for them.
Yep. One of the biggest pieces of advice I give agents during AEP, and it remains true through the end of it, is when you have a PDP appointment, please talk about their med sub while they're in there. Don't, take 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long it takes for a PDP review, to only talk about that drug plan. They're in there, they're with you, they're going to want to shop that med sub at some point during this year. May as well talk to them about it now. Hey, is this, you've had a rate increase this year. Most carriers have yearly ones. Is that still within your budget? Do we need to look at maybe rearranging things? As we all know, we all feel, things are, still expensive. Everything still kind of hurts. The grocery bill hurts a little bit more, especially for people on fixed income. So please use that opportunity when they're in there for PDP reviews. And if you're in a state that has added or has like a birthday rule or a special anniversary period like Missouri has with Missouri Anniversary, there's a lot of changes with that too. There may be a lot more opportunities for your clients to shop their Medicare supplements, and they may not even be aware that it's an opportunity for them, but you are. So don't forget about MedSup during AEP. There's a lot of MedSup business that is written during the fourth quarter here.
Absolutely. And moving right along to the last slide here that we have for you guys. If you are wanting some quick turnaround leads, boy, do we have a program for you. It is a sister program to our Medicare Center enrollment platform, and it is called Lead Center.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the Lead Center platform. It's extremely easy to use and extremely quick as well. If you go in there and you actually purchase a lead that is available for purchase, it feeds directly into your Medicare Center. It'll show up as a new contact with all the contact information that was filled out on the reply card or on the web form that the client opted into. Dumps right into there as a new contact for you. You can call them straight through Medicare Center so that you're recorded, compliant, gives you the call script as well. When that client fills in their zip code, it'll tell you how many plans and products in that area that you offer. Takes the stress of doing that math right off for you. Right now, I would definitely be looking at the readily available leads that are there to purchase. When you open up Lead Center, you'll pick your state, and then you can either shop by county or just what's available in the entire state. If you're not too picky on what counties you work, there should be plenty of leads available in your state. Campaigns right now, it's a little late in the game to try to start one to finish out AEP just due to time of everything getting loaded and started running. If you want to start one that'll feed for first quarter for you, this is an amazing time to start filling that Q1 funnel. But a lot of available leads right now. If you're on Plan Enroll, which you all should be, if you aren't familiar with Plan Enroll or the Silver Sneakers platform, please call our office at 800-689-2800 and we'll walk you through it. What Plan Enroll is clients can actually go to that website, type in their zip code, see the agents in their area, and you can even pop up as a preferred agent, as a network agent, higher up over other agents in your area, and they can call you directly. They can opt in to be called back by you if they just put in their information. So it's an amazing opportunity if you have some openings here after Thanksgiving, maybe try and knock a few more things out. Go in, buy some available leads. They'll feed right into your platform and you can call, work them, and stay busy these last few days.
Absolutely. It's crazy. I started working in this industry around 5-ish years ago, and it's crazy how much it has transformed in technology and stuff like that. So even going over the slides, it's crazy even from, me working here about 5 years ago. It's crazy how much this technology has just come in and literally made your life so much easier. I mean, what more could you ask for these platforms? Last minute, last few days, just be able to, get a few leads here depending on your budget, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. So these are awesome programs.
It makes me feel like I'm shopping on Amazon. I go in, I put however many of the Medicare leads that I want, click add to cart, check out, and they're right there in my Medicare Center account. So it truly is very seamless, and it takes the stress of worrying about compliance for your leads off of it. Integrity has handled that. These are fully compliant leads. All the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. So you don't have to worry about, am I getting a good lead? There have been a lot of changes on the lead industry side, so we've taken that stress away for you guys.
Absolutely. Alrighty, you guys. Like we said, we wanted to keep this short and sweet for you all today because we know that you're busy, / we want you to get into some of these things and fill up your time if you have a little bit of extra. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in this questionnaire box. We'll be here for another minute or two. But if you saw anything here today that you were interested in learning more about, especially things like those programs that we just talked about, or just more advice, more hands-on personal advice, please feel free to call our office at 800-689-2800. The names that I see on here, we know that you guys have called in and we've had plenty of conversations with you guys, but just wanted to remind you, please make sure to call us. We are here. We have extended hours up until the very end of AEP. So please feel free to call us. We are happy to help you. Also, make sure to check out our website, smsteam.net. That's going to have plenty of resources on there. Just the last few days, but that AEP toolkit, honestly, our office, we use it all year round. So please feel free, if you haven't gotten familiar with that yet, please go to our website and check that out. And then, of course, as always, the SMS-University, our training website. Right now, it's kind of going through a makeover. We've been going through and reviewing content and everything, making sure that everything is still compliant, it's up to date, yada, yada, all that good stuff. So check out that website. But if you see a few pages on there that maybe the content is available, that's because there is more coming soon, and we want to give that a bit of a makeover there. But Will, so you work with some of our very top agents during AEP, and you also just recently did a video about kind of talking about some of the things that you're seeing our top agents do this year. Could you kind of give us like a shortened version of that while we wait for a couple of questions if they have any?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the biggest ones that I'm seeing our top agencies take advantage of is opportunity. And I know that sounds really broad and really vague, but like we talked about, service area reductions. There are a lot of new carriers and carriers coming into new counties in various states that they may not have been in before, or new plans. Everyone in Missouri has probably heard the buzz on the new Aetna SmartFit products. That's creating a lot of discussion, not only amongst people in the industry like us on the FMO side and you guys as agents, but clients as well. You know, friends talk. People want what their friends have, whether it is a, fit for them or their doctor's in network or not. Well, cousin Judy over there has that plan and she loves it. I want what cousin Judy has. So that kind of stuff, reigns supreme. So don't be scared to jump on an opportunity like that. If you're seeing a carrier pop up that you're not contracted with or not familiar with, we'd love to talk you through it, their opportunities and their maybe niche if they do have one. And I alluded to it earlier, but if you've got a client in for a PDP appointment, please talk about their Medicare supplement with them. Kill two birds with one stone. It saves you a meeting later in the year, and that opens up an opportunity for a new client or a referral client if you've got them. So you stay a little more open for those new opportunities next year.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, it doesn't look like we have any more questions. So Will, thank you so much again for joining me here last minute. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this recording. If you're watching the recording, thank you to the people who hopped on here today. If you're interested, we do have a webinar tomorrow that you can sign up through our events page. If you're interested in getting certified through the Social Security Administration, please feel free to check out this informational webinar tomorrow that we have, kind of talking about this quick course that we have for you all, that we're offering to you all with our partners over there at the Social Security Administration. So check that out tomorrow if you'd like. But thank you all so much again, and thanks, Will.
Thanks for having me, Sadie. Thanks everyone for taking the time today.
Thanks. Bye-bye.